Hey guys, I'm Gabriel from IsoFishing Lifestyle. I'm just going to be explaining the basic ISO rig today. So here we have our rubber Splitshot set, our floating line, our trace, our stoppers. You can choose between the pre-made stoppers or the stoppers that you need to tie manually. Here are two different ISO hooks. This is an ISO float in the size 3B. It's by Sojechi. Here we have the components of the rear cushion stopper, and we have the stopper bead right there. So here we have our main line, our float, the rear cushion stopper components, and the stopper bead. This is our main line. As with all float fishing, we're going to start off with a stopper. There's two options for the stopper. There's a stopper material which you need to tie on manually, and there's a pre-made stopper. You'll notice that these stoppers are actually made of cotton, which is a lot thinner than the rubber stoppers that you normally get when you do surf fishing with a float. That's due to the fact that the rubber stoppers often interfere with the ISO guides as they're very small, and when you're casting, they'll often knock them and damage them. Therefore, we use the cotton stoppers to prevent interference when fishing. However, for this demonstration, I'm not going to tie on any stopper, but please keep in mind that there's a stopper for the first step. Step 2, you want to put on the stopper bead. Like so. It just runs freely on the line. Followed by the stopper bead, you have your float. This is a size 2B. Followed by the float, you have your rear cushion stopper, which is made of 3 components. There's a top, middle, and bottom. How this works is you slide the top half through first. Like so, followed by the bottom half, and the middle part you just slide in. We like to think of it as a bone in between the two. Like so. So what the rear cushion stopper does is, if you get snagged and your line snaps, you have a chance that you'll get your float back, as well as being a downforce device, which actually helps you sink your rig and it keeps it down there. Followed by the rear cushion stopper, you can connect your main line to the trace, either by a swivel or a double uni knot or figure 8 knot, or how you normally tie your line. When ISO fishing, we always use fluorocarbon as our rig is already finesse and we want to complete the set. So what better option than to use fluorocarbon? This is a Toray EX leader in the 3.0. For this demonstration, however, I'm not going to tie it on. As for the length, we normally use around 2.5 meters, depending on the rod length and the conditions. If you're targeting surface fish, you can use it a bit shorter, maybe 1.5 to 2 meters. If you want to go for brim or trevally, we generally go for around 2.5 to around 3 meters. So after your leader or trace, you move on to your hook right at the bottom. You can use a normal hook, or these are two different ISO hooks. As you can see, they have no eyes, so you have to snell them on. You'll notice that a lot of the hooks that are made from ISO fishing that are from overseas, they actually have no eyes, so you're gonna have to snell on most of them. Occasionally you can find some hooks with the eye, but the chances are very slim. Followed by the hook to complete the ISO rig, we have your Splitshots. These are rubber coated, so you can actually undo them and you can move them around and they won't scratch your line. They're actually reusable as well. So when matching the Splitshot to your float size, as this is a 2B, you match it with a 2B. So what you want to do is you want to neutralize the balance between the float with a Splitshot. If it was a B, for example, if it was a B float, then you'll match it with a B Splitshot. Also, attaching the Splitshot on the leader is also important. as where you place it will change the movement of your bait. As ISO fishing often is very effective due to the fact that it presents a natural bait. As you place your split shot further down the trace towards the hook, the bait will actually move less, and it'll move more dim, as opposed to a split shot which is placed higher, which allows more movement for on the trace. So that's your basic ISO rig. So starting from the first step, you have your main line, followed by a stopper of whichever one you pick, so a manual one or a pre-made stopper. Followed by the stopper, you have the stopper bead, which is a free running bead. Followed by the bead, you have your ISO float. Excuse me. Followed by the ISO float, you have the rig cushion stopper, which is 3 components which you need to put together. Followed by the rig cushion stopper, you can have a swivel, or you can tie your the trace or the leader onto the main line directly through a figure 8 knot or W knot, or whichever method you pick. Followed by the leader, you have your hook right at the end. Followed by the hook. The last step is to match your floats with the correct split shot size. Yep, and that's about it. So that's the basic ISO float rig for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it helps you when you're fishing. Thank you. For your ISO fishing gear, check out the link below at www.isofishinglifestyle.com.au. For additional information, we actually have a forum which you can find at www.isofishing.com.au. The forum has all the information such as rigs, techniques, and they have various guides on this, so you can also check out guides. And for any beginners, it's very useful, and it's the only ISO fishing forum in English as well.